right-hand corner. Now, a red Protoss player. This is from Psystorm Gaming, MaxPax. Came through Spirit in the semifinals to get here, is in the top left. Came through Björn, came through Clem. His TvT was on fire the other day. It's Oliveira. World champion of StarCraft 2. Still love saying that, man. Something so fun about it. So satisfying. Alright, game number 1 of this best of 5. We get this up and running. We get on the way. Already a gateway coming out over on this side. Simulator coming up. We get ourselves started. Gonna boost on the Nexus. As we just have ourselves the Rax gas all continue to come about. We already have this first probe heading out to the upper left-hand side of the map. So away we go. Probe out to the top left on a little bit of a journey already. Making a move to begin with. SCV there. Probe gets pushed around. You're going to see the probe just going to run in a circle. For a couple of moments, the SCV gets a nibble off, and there is the command center dropping down on the natural. Probe is going to try and come back over. Cybercore is already on the way from MaxPax as well, so we get a good idea of just where we're going for the first few moments. And CC and the Reaper all coming through. This probe is already backing it up as well, just heading back down to that bottom right-hand side. So just going to go back over there. Wait, guys, one sec. Oh. Okay, give me 1 second, guys, sorry. Something just popped up on my PC. I'm just gonna shut it off quick, as you can hear. Alright. So, MaxPax is going to be across the map with the Zealot. The Adept's about to join in, which will help protect the Zealot. So you got a Zealot and an Adept here right now. Try and get something done. And Bunker is going to be there. Zealot takes a few shots. Twilight Cans are still building. Gateway and the probes are all producing through as well. So continue bringing those in as the Mule drops down onto the natural. And still got that Cyclone coming up. That's going to be finished in a few moments. The Adepts are going to try and shade about and see what else they can do as well. Again, coming up, Warpgate coming up. A few CVs pulling to the other side. So the harassment from MaxPax is succeeding in slowing down the economy here at least a little bit. So a little bit of a slowdown on the eco. Cyclone comes over, locks onto the Adept for a moment. The other couple of Adepts and the Zealot just going to sit out the front for a few. And it's already a Robo facility dropping down from MaxPax. Back at home as he follows up on his blink play. Still just threatening with the Adepts, but for the most part, I think realizing it's time to start backing it up because there's units in place to defend against them. No reason to be taking any risks. Cyclone logs. Adept already taking some shots. We get pushed back right there. The other Adept taking some hits as well. But you just play the back and forth game. Again, you threaten with the Adepts to try and keep the other units back at home for the Terran as long as possible. And in this regard, you kind of maintain a map control while moving into the extra gateway. It's going to be gateway number 2 on the low ground. Gateway number 3 on the low ground. And that means that we're going to be able to go across with some pressure, but we'll still try and take a 4th base behind this. We already have the minerals for it, so the expansion will drop. But again, it is going to be with some Stalker pressure going across the other side of the map at the same time. So that's going to be happening as well as we actually do lose SCVs. The Adepts go into the main, so Adepts get in, and 3 SCVs go down. Nice for MaxPax to be able to get through for some damage. Cyclone forces the Adept to shade. It shades into units. That's obviously not going to be a great ending. So nothing to come of that, as you do see these Stalkers from MaxPax now moving to the upper left-hand side. So MaxPax is on the move. It's got a few SCVs, thrown Oliveira off a little. Oliveira does have 2 tanks, and they are mostly set up defensively. This one should be set up defensively in a moment or two, if nothing else. So I get that all set. Another depot coming down. The Stalker's still setting up. The Prism just loads up a little bit as well. We're going to make our play. Stalker's coming across this side. Going to hop up in towards the main. Start whacking away at the depot. Knock that down immediately. Now the Zealots will come about a little bit as well. Factory lifts off. Stalker's come back over. Charge coming through. Fortunate X coming up. We get ourselves the Prism coming by. Stalkers and the Prism get back up to the top side. Blink up. A couple of SCVs will fall. Just gonna see the bio still coming over. Just gonna be seeing our Stalkers jumping around. Army of MaxPax still sitting out the front. Of course, if nothing else, you can play the contain game for a little bit. Probably gateways all building again. Immortal +1 attack charge coming through. Prism comes back around the left-hand side. Prism sets up. Rest of these Stalkers is going to be chilling. Charge coming forwards. The +1 attack is coming through. Just going to be seeing the Bioforce getting a couple of hits on it. Stalkers, Fire Marines, and Marauders taking damage. We will be having the Prism up the left-hand side on a little bit of a move again. Fireball just gathering again, just going to be seeing the Obs setting up, Prism chilling. +1 attack coming through, the extended thermal lens coming about. Obs chilling, Zealot chilling. I see that Zealot getting picked away at as you do see the army of MaxPax continue to come around the right side. CP's transfer over, CC is going to land. We are going to see the Stalkers trying to trade up with the Blink. It's his own +1 now, so MaxPax will be whacking for a little harder every single time here. Nice little benefit is you'll see the Medivacs coming through. And now it's Oliveira's chance to push this back and chase away. Okay. God, you still trying to help already. Zealot's in the mineral line. MaxPax going to be in the main base as well. Just drops one Zealot there. There's units nearby, so he doesn't decide the warp in's worthwhile. He's actually on the map with the rest of his armies. He's still trying to kind of stay active. Meanwhile, Oliveira is pushing around the bottom left. So Oliveira is on a little bit of the move. MaxPax is back home, so he realizes what's up. The Prism tries to recall, but it does not go off in time, so the Prism dies. Oliveira, well, his worst enemy right now is those Colossi. That's not a great way to deal with them. So I guess if the tanks can fire, then great. 22 SCVs now dead, by the way. The harass across the map has continued. The tank gets knocked down. That was the one way you maybe deal with the Colossi. Oliveira just says GG. He's losing too many SCVs. He's losing this army. He's decided that that is enough and enough. Red order again. As in the bottom left, it is going to be our Red Protoss from Psystorm. This is MaxPax. Taking on in the upper right side. There's going to be Oliveira. Good luck. Yeah, I'm gonna need it. I'm not, the problem is it's a new, it's like a new format. There's not been any tournaments in the new format, so I'm very much so going in blind and just sort of like hoping that we can make it work. So we will see. We will see. That should be fun. As we have an SCV and a probe, we're gonna pass each other by. Moving past each other right away there. So you have our racks, now cyber core coming up. Probe is building through. And we've seen our barracks is about to finish up. Reaper is on the way. And probe coming back over. Orbital command starting to morph. The Nexus and the probe continues to produce. Drop the CC right into place. That orbital coming through. Reaper on the way. And the probe heading back down to the bottom side of the map. Cybercore is done. MaxPax is building the Nexus on the gold, so he's going to go and just say, you know what, I can get away with this. And it's going to be up to Oliveira to try and deny that. MaxPax already has one probe on this side of the minerals, which is huge, because now he can deny the incoming bunker. So that's absolutely a huge play to stopping this from the very get-go. Although, the Reaper... Okay, Reaper is going to get there and will kill this probe off. Oh, no! Probe nearly got the SCV. First Adept is going to come across, though, and I think this Adept... Oh, it's going to go across the map. I thought the Adept was going to get there in time to probably stop the bunker coming up, but we're just going to let the bunker go up. He's not going to try and stop that Adept-wise, so... There you have it. The probes come over, and obviously Battery can heal them up for a little while. As Adept will deny the command center, reactor building on the barracks, so there's nothing else on the way to defend against this Adept. And that's a delay on the CC, so MaxPax able to fight back nicely there. Stalker will begin to go for the bunker. However, we lose the battery, which is a cost, because you're going to need the battery to keep on fighting this, and now you can't mine off your gold minerals. Then again, Oliveira has no CC finished, so he can't do anything with this, can't even keep on building SCVs. Annihilator, PUBG, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Welcome back. 2 months. Appreciate the support. Thanks for watching the stream today and showing some love. Really appreciate it. As Adept still chilling up on that high ground. The Stalker going to come back through, fighting against the bunker once more. The Stalkers will be healed up by the battery. A little grenade to pop a few probes around as well. Marines get there. The Adept gets chased away. And so far, the super battery pops up into place. We're continuing to have a little bit of a standoff here as that Reaper hops back into the bunker, now hops back out. Back and forth, back and forth. This bunker is obviously with the third Stalker. In theory, should absolutely go down. We start to salvage it. In time, no? Oh, yeah, just about. The last Stalker shot was not there, so Oliveira is able to keep that money. As Vorsmith, thank you so much as well. 46-month resub, all on a row. Love all you do to help SC2 keep going. Hell yeah, thank you so much. You're a big part of that. And cannot do all this without you guys, so we say that all the time. It might sound cheesy, but it's just genuinely the way it is. So thank you so much. If you've got a Prime sub or a few dollars to spare on a sub, do consider it. It goes a long way. MaxPax now expands to his third base, which is obviously on the more normal natural location. Oliveira, during all of this, finally got his own command center into the orbital. Now we have a few Stalkers poking across the map. We're going to have 3 gateways of pressure. The Prism here to reinforce it as well, and we'll see how well Oliveira can handle this. It's a map that has a lot of places to jump up and do damage. It's 3 racks from him, so he's going to have the high bio count, fast upgrades, but no kind of positional units such as siege tanks to really zone out those Stalkers in a big way. So the fact the stim's fast enough, I think, should mean that this is going to be not too problematic. The Stalkers are going to come in, and Prism is not here yet. It's scary to go over here and get SCVs because you can absolutely just get jumped on. I guess we can blink back down over there, though, and you feel okay. The Prism's on the way over to reinforce that. Just nab a couple SCVs early. MaxPax already able to do well. Because apparently I completely forgot to set up the scoreboard, guys. It is 1-0 to MaxPax here, game 2 of this best of 5 final from the little WardiTV March Invitational that we had playing over the last week or so. I know it's April now. We were never meant to have the finals today. It was meant to be finished on Sunday, but there's just suddenly too many tournaments going on. So that was not a possibility. More Stalkers get warped in again, and we look to go at the front. Stalkers will start to hit this bunker. Marauders begin to go down. And do a little bit of blinking backwards. Charge still coming up. Probes and a Forge coming through. +1 attack and concussive shells building from Oliveira as well. So all of that coming out. The starport about to be done. at this again, just 4 Stalkers over on this side. Going to get rid of the Marine. Obviously, the rest of the units coming about. Try and bait them in position, get the other Stalkers to do something. A very typical move, splitting the 4 Stalkers off and again trying to send them somewhere as the IO Force will sit tight right now. So far, so good. RoboBay coming up, the Immortal coming out, +1 attack and charge, continuing to produce just for the moment. We still have these 4 Stalkers going to blink to the high ground, which just gives them an easier way into the mineral line. That's where obviously you can start to get some one-shots on SCVs, then we hide in the corner, and that Prism still remains a threat. So far, so good. MaxPax definitely playing this out pretty smoothly. Enjoy what he's been able to get done thus far. Definitely pretty decent as our Stalkers here. Will not be enough to fight, though. And this is going to be the challenge. Does he have enough to fight a larger army? Well, if you look back at home, a couple of extra gates are finishing. Charge is going to be done. He's starting to get to the point where he does. Maybe not quite there yet, as we will drop these Stalkers off, and we'll just let them kind of sit here and do some damage. We do miss the pickup, though. I don't think MaxPax can keep the 4th base alive. There's no batteries or anything. I think he can keep this base alive. The problem is, defending here opens this entire pathway to be dropped, so this is why the Terran may like this. The SCV pull happens as well. MaxPax on his way to a Colossus right now. Because it's an SCV pull, you can't drop anymore. If you drop, you're basically moving away from the SCVs. MaxPax has a few probes ready to go as well. The Immortal is going to be here to try and punch through this. The probes again trying to block as best they can. The Super Battery going for a long time during this. We've got a Colossus on the way. If we can get to that Colossus, then brilliant. Super Battery is now going to fade. We're going to pull up to the high ground. MaxPax. Well, Colossus still keeps on being chrono boosted, but I'm not sure it's going to be there in time. We target a medevac down. If we get rid of the medevacs, you get rid of healing, right? As the Robo facility is going to be under fire. I just don't know if we do this without the Colossus. So now it goes down. We were so close to getting it. Siege tank on the low ground is going to be a problem. We have to blink onto the tank. That's never going to be fun. The Stalkers melt. The Zealots, though, against the Marauders might be able to provide something. It's 40 to 20 workers. It's just too much bio. Doesn't matter if it's Marauders versus Zealots or not. It looks as though Oliveira on the SCV pull finds the timing. Great choice to SCV pull as well, because I think MaxPax, obviously, it was close enough. He would have lived if it was anything else, and he was already up to kind of 3 bases, reminding the gold. Great choice by Oliveira to pull those SCVs. It made the difference as MaxPax tries to rebuild the Robo. Does he think he can survive on the high ground? Maybe. A couple of Zealots are going to go and try and pick off reinforcements. There's nothing to protect that siege tank. That will go down. The medevac save it. No, tank gets denied. Big deal. Prism is going to continue to go across the map and threaten, trying to take your attention. Bio back down to the south. We are going to be seeing a few more Stalkers warping in. Extended Thermal Lance coming out as well. Bio Stim. Stalkers are going to be eating up some Super Battery healing. Just going to see a few of those probes going down. Stalkers from the other side going to go after the Marauder. Pylon will fall, though. That depowers the Super Battery in one of the gateways. We still get the warp in off of the Zealots. Had another Pylon to warp in from. The Stalkers have to back it up. MaxPax. Problem now is that Oliveira is actually getting to an SCV count with which with 2 orbitals, he's actually not behind an economy in anymore. So MaxPax's advantage of maybe still having a better work account is quickly diminishing. Yeah, he has this gold, but I don't think this is going to last much longer. You see, actually, just now, Oliveira is starting to take an equal lead. So it's actually finally the time where Oliveira is justified in being able to just back it up and go elsewhere. This is the first time he's actually able to do this, and he's going to make full use of it as he does do exactly that. Back it up, go elsewhere. Dark Shrine coming up now from MaxPax in the back of the main. Prism continues over. A couple of Zealots drop off. The Marine will fall. This Prism continues up through the top, and we are going to see Oliveira, Medevacs, Bio units, Siege Tank, all pressing out down to the bottom. A couple of Zealots move up. One of them goes down immediately. A couple of Force Fields help us out here. You're going to see the Stalkers continue to trade. Marines are going down. This army of Oliveira on a push. 20 army supply down. And you got another warp, and the problem is you're warping in Zealots. I have to run through the gold mineral line choke to be able to do anything here. I mean, the Dark Shrine might be good, right? Because the Dark Shrine gives you the opportunity or the possibility of doing something across the map. There's not a situation where there's a lot of, detection available. It's only 2 orbitals for scans. A Colossus shows up. I mentioned he was rebuilding that Robo facility. We're actually going to see it come into play. Actually going to see the Robo coming out. We've killed 12 more SCVs on the other side. 25 to 24 workers, but Oliveira has just got the army that MaxPax can't contend with. We're going to try and get rid of the Siege Tank here. MaxPax says GG. He's going to lose the Colossus. We're never going to see the Dark Shrine come to fruition. And we're going to go 1-1 in this best of 5. This top left-hand corner, we have ourselves the red Protoss from Psystorm. This is MaxPax. And he is now 1-1. He just wasn't quite able to hold on. He really gave it everything he could. But it was Oliveira able to break through in the end. Now heading into game 3. Nora, big map, very defendable set of bases if we get to that point, so it's going to be something for us to look at here for sure. Probe going to come over. I'm going to have a bit of an investigation around, move into the bottom right, and obviously just get some initial scouting in the early couple moments. Cybercore, the Reaper, get everything coming through for a couple of moments. That probe heading to the upper left-hand side. It's done scouting. It's happy with what we've seen. Just gonna drop down our Twilight Council. Nexus coming through. We get this set to go. Adept is going to go on a little bit of a journey out down to the bottom right-hand side of the map. It's just going to make a play across over there. Twilight about to finish. Robo is starting. Warp Gate is already halfway done. And Adept's going to be chilling over here, as you do see the Adept chilling on the high ground as well. Just for a couple of moments. And Marines coming through, and that's Dark Shrine. So that's the mix-up from MaxPax. He's going to go for the faster Dark Shrine here in this game number 3. Set that up. Play it a little bit differently. Into that. Adept shot number 1, Adept shot number 2. Adept comes in, Reaper goes down. Probe's going to get blasted. Again, blinking the Prism, continue to come about. We do have the Stim coming up as well on the side of this barracks. That also comes into play for the moment. Factory getting a siege tank going. Cyclone going after the Adept. Going to pick that off, and again the other Adept on the upper left side. We'll see a Nexus going down on the third base. And Blink coming through. The Stim Pack is producing. Siege Tank Marines all on the way out. The Obs is still in production as well, so we continue to get that on the go. Three more Stalkers warping in with this Prism. The Adept still chilling just out in the bottom right. More Marines coming through. Starport Engineering Base. Stim Pack as well. Prism loads up the 4 Stalkers. So 3 Stalkers and an Adept will move over into the main. See how that Cyclone and a couple of Marines continue to take a couple of shots here. Going to go back and forth. We are going to see a couple of Marines still getting picked away at. Marines continue over. Prism is going to get shoved out of there for the moment. So far, so good. While Stalkers continue to just drop off. The Adept coming over. One Marine's going to show up. The Adept goes down. Cyclone still getting into position as a couple of tanks continue to go. Stalkers in the Prism continue to move back out through the middle of the map, back to the upper left-hand side. With Oliveira already pushing, Stalker's taking a few shots. How far can this push go? The two tanks obviously can get a lot of power behind them, especially if they get sieged up in the right place. It's going to be a big question mark here if that can happen or not. Prism getting back up to the high ground as well. Those tank shots are good. How much further can we go? Not worth it, apparently. Just going to pull back. Obviously, the more you kind of go about this, the more Protoss units get up. The more of those there are, the more you kind of really just need the bio upgrades to be in play to kind of do more. So for the moment, we back it up, and that will be that. Just for the moment. Gonna see another tank getting siege. We have got Stalkers still looking for some possibilities of what's up. We have +1 combat shields both coming through. Obviously, MaxPax working on +1 charge. So everyone's just getting their upgrades. We're getting settled. Oliveira wants to try and push out towards his third location, get that under control early. He can also maybe just go with this army a little bit. Take the third base behind it. Stalker's already getting pushed back. Just a couple units in the front stimming up to start off. Those Marauders go chasing forwards, and the Stalkers have to just back away. Immediately, the Prism is ready, though. We see this play day in and day out in PvT, and MaxPax is going to strike with the Zealots. The moment that Oliveira moves out, well, maybe not quite the moment. It's actually a couple moments late, right? Which gives a couple of reinforcement units a chance to come through. Widowmine's going to get blow up on a Zealot. Well, at the same time, we're pushing the other side. Oliveira will have tanks on the low ground, even if they just kind of deal with the initial Immortal shields. Could be a big deal. A couple of force fields are going to stop this army from continuing to chase upwards, but I think these tanks are going to put in work. MaxPax has a few Zealots set up to come in from the right-hand side. Battery in the front is gone. The other battery is already overcharged. Need to kind of keep a couple units back to deal with the Zealots that are looking to come back around. Only 5 SCVs died to the harassment on the other side. Now we have Zealots that are really going to come in from the backside. That's going to be the surround. That's going to be where MaxPax looks to clean this up. Finishes his +1 just as he engages in. Again, siege tanks just do not trade that well against the Zealots. They don't clean them up effectively. And that's going to be a big reason why MaxPax can get the cleanup in this scenario. He can pick that off. He can shut it down. And that will be the end of this for now as our medevacs and our bio units rejoin together in the center of the map once again. Now we continue up. A couple of Widowmines will lead the medevacs overhead as Zealot already taken a few shots of damage. Bottom right side, it's again the Prism that is active all over again. Still third CC, not quite in position for Oliveira as he does look to deny the fourth. Widowmines do not burrow here. Well, there's just no Zealots here at all. That's going to be the problem that MaxPax is facing. This army kind of relies on Zealots to really kind of buffer. As the Liberator sieges, it will get a Stalker. Well, it could have been much worse. 12 SCVs going down the other side as Oliveira stays aggressive. MaxPax stays aggressive, but Oliveira is aggressive himself, jumping into the main base with this army now. Well, there's the cleanup, though. The Stalkers blink through. The most of the medevacs go down. One full medevac leaves, so Oliveira going to lose a lot overall. He's down 20 workers. Army supplies are similar, but he's also lost his opportunity to be aggressive on the other side. He's going to try and take the third, but I wonder if MaxPax can do more, because obviously Oliveira has struggled to defend so far. You stretch out to a third base, suddenly there's even more room to cover. There's even more places you have to try and defend in. Not exactly look promising. Get a grab on the Observer, so he gets rid of the vision of MaxPax. He's moving across with Stalkers first, and then the rest of the army was coming behind. But it was on the way. Starts in the main, getting settled as well. Starts going to go through. A couple of Widowmine shots going to go off. Our SCVs jumping onto the refinery as well. I'm going to get the Vikings there to shoot down the Prism. And Oliveira just says, I'm taking too much damage, man. He cannot hold on against all this, and MaxPax is able to weasel his way to a 2-1 advantage. Right-hand corner, our red Protoss is going to be MaxPax. And in the bottom left, our blue Terran. This is Oliveira. Game 4 of this best of 5. MaxPax on match and hence tournament point. This is a finals. €200 up for grabs. Well, $300 I should say. $300 up for grabs here. Bam, 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 ba-da-dam. Do. Single probe already heading to the bottom left side. Let's see, barracks about to finish. And next, this orbital, both coming up in the early stages. Probe is going to get chased around by that SCV a little bit. Oliveira wasn't Zerg. Nope. Oliveira has never been Zerg. StarCraft music is such a vibe, it really is. Sometimes I think there's nothing better to do than at the start of the game just ba-bam, along with the StarCraft music, you know? What do I have to say about the game of StarCraft? The music of StarCraft cannot say for itself, you know? Maybe a couple things every now and then. MaxPax. Time to switch it up with some aggression. Proxy Stargate is what this looks like right from the very get-go. Final finishes. Probe just going to be moving about. I'll go Stargate in, just going to be sitting down on that bottom side. That continues to come through. We're going to take a couple shots. Orbital coming up, stop on the barracks coming by. Grenade goes down, just popping a few probes about, and you have this adept still looking for an opportunity. So River does get pushed away. Again, a couple of Marines coming by. The starport on the racks coming up. Orbital command going to be finishing up on the natural, and the Oracle will be popping, heading in towards the main in the next couple of moments. Better mind burrows, just going to be seeing our starport coming up, factory coming in, tech lab goes in on the barracks. Oracle pops out of said Stargate, just going to come over, and it's just going to be flying through, avoids the mine. That's obviously a huge start. Sees where the second mine will burrow as well, so now you just go to the other side. SCVs are pulling away for a bit. Actually, I was going to say, may want to go for that mine, Oracle. Deactivated though, and as it gets the energy, we'll just choose to use the Revelation to see and keep track of a couple of things early on. Got to see a medevac spawning, for example, and immediately MaxPax goes to this gold base. So gonna play out on the map, gonna try and hold the map a little bit and just be aggressive, be the player to kind of, you know, again, keep map control is the plan. Phoenix coming about. We get ourselves the Marauder Marine coming through. The Stimpack continues to build as well. Michael's still trying to find ways in, trying to come around the left-hand side now, but not sure we're going to get too much over there. That's setting up on the gold. The other few units coming across. Everall's told you to veto this is toss. Yeah, it was vetoed in the earlier series between Maru and Hero, right? So it's interesting as our Marines find the proxy pylon. However, if these Marines load back into the medevac, that would be troubling. Stalkers don't have blink just yet. I thought he was going to wait for blink and then make a play to make sure they couldn't get away, but Doesn't happen again with the gold base. All you want to really do is keep the Terran player at home. The longer he stays at home, the more you mine off of that gold base unharassed. The more you do that, the happier and better off you're basically going to end up being. So that's a big thing right now. This Phoenix is going to move around. It's going to come down and just drop a Revelation here with the Oracle as well. So that will be a factor. That will be something that happens. Oracle and the Phoenix still moving around a little bit and staying teamed up. 4 more gateways coming through. Charge and +1 coming up as well. Up the front will fire up with a couple Marines. We're going to blink back pretty quickly. The rest of the bio still coming through there. We are going to get the lift off. And we are operational heading across the map. So away we go. A couple of these medevacs getting to the other side. Again, main part of this is just, can you defend the gold base while defending everywhere else? That's why it's so good to be preemptively in position. Stop those medevacs loading right from the very get-go, and it becomes way less investment or units needed for you. And then everything else becomes so much better as well, right? So it's going to be a big part of this, I imagine, as our bio units continue through. Starting to push onto this gold. Oliveira definitely has the army supply lead, knocks the pylon down, but that doesn't depower the super battery. Stalkers actually being targeted by the Widowmine, but we can blink away from that. MaxPax is bringing reinforcements over from his main. Army supplies are evening up a little bit. The more Stalkers that show up here, the better this looks for MaxPax, as Oliveira just wants to keep committing through, apparently. MaxPax will fight this to the bitter end, and he will have blink to chase down these medevacs after as well, so unlikely anything really gets out of here. He didn't really blink on top of the medevac so much as he, just kind of continued to fight what was on the ground. 12 probes went down. Oliveira definitely slowing down the economy a bit, but he's a 2-base Terran, about to be 3-base, sure, but he's against a gold-based Protoss, right? Okay, now the Protoss gold base is a little bit barren, but more probes are coming over to mine from there. Stalkers are setting up, and we're going to take map control here as MaxPax as he pushed Oliveira back. This pylon and this gateway is going to spot this medevac combo as well, moving up a left as Oliveira scans, and he realizes, oh my god, you're on the way to a base number 4. Well, this pylon will be cancelled, the gateway will be cancelled, the pylon will be killed. So that catch is nice. Obviously, like I say, for Oliveira, though, it also means that this medevac has been revealed, so now you know where this drop is at. And actually, we're going to come hunt it down. The revelation means you can't get away without it being seen. We blink, we get a pretty full medevac. We do have one Widowmine going off for the Zealots. SCV is moving across to try and take the 3rd location. Do we have enough units to defend this? I'm not sure. There's so many Stalkers, and these Stalkers so far have been absolutely cracked in the fights. Well, a couple of Liberators are not exactly going to do much if they don't siege, but we do siege. The Widowmine's got burrowed as well. So far, so good. We are obviously missing the splash damage opportunity here from MaxPax. There's none of that. It's just pure gateway units trying to power up off of the gold. I guess by losing the minerals on the gold or the mining on the gold for a while, it does really depower what MaxPax tries to get done here. As you now start to see MaxPax coming in with Zealots on the other side as well. He can hit this mineral line. There's nothing actually near the mineral line, although the Stalkers are being chased down heavily on the upper left. The SCV is going down. There's Widowmines nearby, but I think these Zealots now just turn away. 6 workers. We stop the mining for a little bit. That's the sort of play that MaxPax is all about. He doesn't lose them anything. I mean, the main losses here would just be Stalkers being chased away. Brings up another couple Marines as 2 more medevacs in production off the starport once again. Slowing supply still just about in Oliveira's favor. We're seeing Robo Facility number 2 built, but no Robo Bait yet. Wondering what MaxPax might still go for. He's got a lot of minerals, but not too much gas. He could still take this gas, for example, or the gas is on the 4th base that he built up. He's currently taking this fight over here, committing through. A couple of Widowmines will go off. Some of this odds getting cleaned out. If nothing else, he killed off a lot of the mines, but it's the bio count that's still looking good. And if that bio count looks good, the rest of this has got to be a little bit concerning, right? Stalkers pulling all the way back. The rest of these Stalkers settling down. +2 attack coming in on the engineering bay. Zealots just coming through, and we do have ourselves the Stalker force coming about also. Another mule just going to drop straight down. We are going to get ourselves a Nexus going over here as well, so we just get that on the way up. Bring that through. Phoenix and the Zealots gather up together, and we do see the rest of these Stalkers moving forward as well. Oracle's going to come with this. MaxPax is still applying the pressure. Now Oliveira starts working on base number 4, so gets the next part of this setup ready to go as well. just gets that going. Again, 2-2 coming up. The Ghosts are coming in. A couple of Marines. Robot coming in to support all of that as well. Still move up. We're not going to see a Marauder or a Viking taking some damage. A little bit of a shutdown. 2-2 upgrades still coming around on the engineering base. Oliveira continues with the upgrades. And Ghost coming up with the Marines and the Viking. Reinforcements from Oliveira as he keeps on holding on. Just worried that MaxPax is now getting away with too much, right? Because now he's getting into all of those other bases. Now he's getting the other tech online as well. He built a bunch of Immortals first. Now getting Colossus. Gives himself a really, really good setup. Because he's got economy and army. He's got the Prism Harass ready. And he just knows every move that Oliveira makes. This feels like MaxPax is really taking control of it. It's been a very high-octane game. Lots of action. Very busy. But now it really feels as though MaxPax has a good idea of everything that's going on. What he's going to do in any situation. Just keeping on finding a unit here and a unit there. He's not going to push too heavily. Because obviously what he wants to do is just wait for more Colossi. The more splash he gets, the better off he's going to be in the larger fights. Oliveira is taking a moment to start building towards the tech units that will help with that. Obviously Ghosts, Vikings, etc. MaxPax maxed out. May actually want to try and do something as we lift up that mine, but yeah, that's not a good fight. Moving up the choke. However, the Zealots go into the main base, and with a few units lost, he will warp in even more Zealots, so chaos in the main, and of course, more than anything else, this just pulls so many units back here. And actually, we're going to run across to the other base as well, so yeah, love that. Now we have Stalkers at the front, picking off a couple of the mines and clearing the way for this army to come through. Got a couple of the Colossi, and they're going to be hard to hit. However, we do not have Thermal Lance yet, so the Colossus do not have the range that they could do. Because Colossi could be even better than they currently are. If it goes down, a few SCVs have already fallen. We are going to have a few of the Vikings here. Stalkers are going to try and target fire down those Vikings. Keep the Colossi alive for as long as possible. Zealots flanking from the top side. Both Colossi still alive. He had to blink back away from that liberation shot or two. MaxPax and Oliveira both trading out heavily. There's a stasis here that's going to catch a bunch of units. It's going to give MaxPax a much easier getaway. Now, all said and done, MaxPax is still up 20 workers. He just needs to spend his money. He actually had so much cash to spend at points during this. He was floating a lot of minerals. This is a little bit awkward because obviously MaxPax might want to try and catch these units as they pop out of stasis. No, it doesn't look like he will. He's going to back it up instead. Still coming over. This Oracle gets knocked down. Army going back and forth. A couple more of these Widow Mines all getting set up as well. 3 on the way out. Stalks come over to pick off that Widow Mine also. They'll still move in. A couple of these SCVs are still getting pulled about. Team with 3-3 coming about. Still got upgrades coming in from MaxPax. He's continuing to push though, and this fourth base of Oliveira is starting to actually crumble. 12 Zealots warped in at once here from MaxPax. And of course, because it's kind of becoming a short map with the expansion locations, he's just warping in from his base back here. And rallying forwards. Now he's got 4 Colossi. You know that they're going to be tough to deal with. I feel like I've said this so much lately. What's going to hit the Colossi? Well, really nothing until small Vikings pop out, but there's only 2 on the way. We're going to take this fight. If we can break through the Zealots, maybe then the Colossi will be exposed. And we do break through the Zealots, but MaxPax, very rightfully so, said, I'm going to back it up. I'm already falling back. GG's, and that is going to be MaxPax being your champion of the WardiTV March Invitational. 3-1 over Oliveira to close.